Well, there has been a massive surprise today because it actually is now looking like Chrono Odyssey is going to be releasing in 2025. This is not like an official confirmation trailer or any like newsletter or anything like that, but what it is a very strong hint from the developers themselves, and it's looking good for this year. Let's talk about it. So if you're not aware, basically the devs have been posting on Twitter and I think on YouTube Shorts these kind of like behind the scenes videos. I think it's actually called Behind the Desk. And the latest entry, number 5, came today. And I'll read what it says because I think the wording also suggests that it's coming this year. But it says this: "Went snooping around the other day. Things are definitely getting busy around here." Okay, it's a little bit innocuous on its own maybe, but things tend to get busy as you ramp up towards launch. And then in the video itself, it's like this 20-second video of some artwork. A guy sat at a desk, or a woman, I'm not actually sure about the gender, but somebody is working on a character, some artwork for a character, and then it slides over, the image kind of like scrolls over to one side, and then there's a year, and the year is 2025. And again, you might be like, that's not very like, you know, convincing. But then it does this like visual and sound effect that suggests, oh my God, like, that was an error. We weren't supposed to show you that. And we're going to close this down. Now, why would you do that? If you combine everything together, that to me is a strong hint that they're hinting here of 2025. Oh, look, we're accidentally leaking this. It's a mistake. It's not a mistake, right? It's obviously intentional. Now, if that is true, which, yeah, you know, I mean, I think it's a very, very strong hint personally, it actually comes as quite a big surprise to me. Because yes, whilst in the Kakao financials, they've been talking about how this game was scheduled for the end of 2025, and yes, I think it was actually scheduled for the end of 2024, but then it probably got delayed. The fact that we've simply not had that much marketing or anything like that surprises me, right? A lot of people simply don't know that much about Chrono Odyssey right now. It's not really in the public collective. You probably do because you're watching this video, but most people probably are oblivious at the moment. So if they're going to be releasing this year, it definitely suggests a short hype cycle at least. And I'm also kind of surprised because we've yet to see the closed beta test. Yes, there have been some focus group testing that Canon was in, I was in, etc. But that's not the closed beta test, right? There hasn't been a situation where everybody's been playing it. You know, one of the focus group tests had 65 people in it. I think kind of announcing a release date before you actually have everybody play your game might be a little bit ambitious. You know, once everybody tries it, you might realize that, oh, actually, there's quite a few things we need to change. That, for example, happened with New World. New World basically had betas and it was like, oh damn, we can't release it in this state. We really need to change it. So it either shows, I don't want to say ignorance, but it either shows like overconfidence maybe, or maybe it is the right level of confidence. Maybe they're just that confident in this product and in this game. Either way, I think 2025 is a major hint now. I mean, I'm pretty confident it's coming this year at this point, or at least it's planned to come this year. Combined with the financials where they said it was, combined with this little hint here, yeah, I think things are ramping up. I'm going to assume that at Summer Games Fest on June 6th, we might actually get an announcement of when the beta is. Because whilst Kakao Games typically favor Gamescom, which I think is in like mid to late August, surely mid to late August would be a very short window to get it released this year, right? To do the closed beta test, to get the feedback, implement the feedback, and then release it. That seems like a very short window, something like 4 or 5 months. Whereas if you announce it in June and maybe the actual beta is in August or around about then I think that kind of makes a bit more sense. So I'm predicting at Summer Game Fest we'll hear something about Chrono Odyssey, or they'll do it not actually at Summer Game Fest but around about then. However, as I said, a lot of people aren't interested, or they don't know about this game at the minute. It's not like they're not interested, they don't really know about this game. So I think they will want to do it, you know, pay a big like fee and be like, yo, here we are, check out our game, the beta's coming this day, sign up here. The release date is November 4th. Okay, I just made that up, right? But you see what I'm saying? Something like that could happen. So Summer Games Fest now, to me, is very, very interesting indeed. They've also done another one where it's effectively very, very quick cuts of different images and artwork and that kind of thing. But one of the most important ones is that it also shows a map, the continent of Saterra. The map, it's hard to know the scale of the map, but I do think that this might be most of the playable world, right? It's very hard to judge the scale because, you know, I don't have a banana for scale. We don't really know how much of that playable map how big it will feel, basically. We don't really know that right now. I'll also show you the footage of the artwork and stuff like that slowed down. I don't think there's anything secret. Like, I've been checking, for example, they also had another of these behind the scenes things where it was like somebody's desk and on it there's little post-it notes in Korean. I fed it into ChatGPT to try and see if I can find any secrets. I've not been able to find any secrets. So yeah, nothing crazy there. But I think overall, the start of this series of behind the scenes at the desk thing is probably the start of a little bit of like, I want to say guerrilla marketing, right? But I think it's the start of the marketing. And I think we are ramping up. 2025 kind of seems, I don't know, it almost doesn't seem believable in a sense, right? Because we're so used to having information about MMOs for a long period of time before they come out, that it's sort of unusual that it's flying mostly under the radar. But I did see a statement, I don't know if it was Epic or like somebody, maybe it was the GTA guys, talking about how really they've started to believe in shorter hype cycles, because it basically just annoys people and doesn't really do anything if you have hype for your game 3 years before it comes out. Nobody's really that bothered. So I can kind of believe that. And I kind of believe we're going to hear something at Summer Games Fest. I'm not promising it. Let me go on record right now. I'm not promising that they will be at Summer Games Fest. It's just the most likely thing now. If they're aiming for a 2025 release, you need to start seeing something soon. And Summer Game Fest is just right there in the calendar at a perfect time that I think would make sense. I don't think it'll be Summer Games Fest. Sorry, not Summer Games Fest. I don't think it'll be Gamescom. I think that's too far away. August is kind of like too short of a hype window if you're then going to get a beta out, make iterations, and then release it. Either way, I'm incredibly hyped. You might not be yet, which is reasonable, but I think things are coming soon. If you want to stay up to date with everything Chrono Odyssey, then make sure you like and subscribe. What you should also do is have a most beautiful, beautiful day. Goodbye.